ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time once again. It's time for that podcast heard, well, around a few places, by tens of listeners. It's time for the Department of Understanding Humans, the podcast. That's right, the podcast, featuring your ringmasters for the day, that stupendous giggle-snorting gal, Friday herself, Rachel Wynn, and now her co-host actually has a name, that cranky clown you love to adore, Chris Meyer. And on with the show!
D.U.H Department of Understanding Humans, yeah!
Wonk, wonk, wonk.
Wah, wah, wah. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to be clearing my throat when you got on.
No. That is quite all right. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're picking me up. Once again, we're trying Zencaster.
Zencaster.
And it's giving me warnings. It's all telling me warnings. Warnings.
Morning.
Warning, Danger Will Robinson.
Danger Will Robinson. Danger.
It's all right. It did fine last time, so, Here we are.
Yeah, it's fine once I download it and get it into Audition and line everything up and edit. It's fine. But it gives me really good... really good files.
It's good. I like the clarity of it.
It's good, yeah.
It's a good job. 2020, the year of change.
The year of change, and I've got our theme music and script ready, or almost ready, for our new intro. And by almost ready, I mean, I literally just found everything I needed in the last 5 minutes, and we'll be working on it tonight.
Very nice. I've purchased some music.
Oh, you have?
For us to be able to use in different instances, and found some loopholes on things we can do with music we might want to use but don't own.
Right.
Where royalties may not have to be played and pied, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
We don't want to screw people out of royalties, but at the same time,
yeah,
I don't have money for Aerosmith, and Steven Tyler and the rest have made enough money. It's okay.
No, yeah,
Yeah, anyway.
So I want to start with the fact that as of 7 hours ago, the New York Post posted that disturbing evidence in Jeffrey Epstein autopsy points to his murder. Pathologist. So Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Everybody is saying it, and now all of a sudden, because Dr. Oz is bringing it up on his show, the New York Post is saying that there's all this
Dr.
evidence.
Oz did it?
Yeah.
Bye, dude. Oprah can't save you, man.
Yeah, right?
It's been good knowing you.
Which means, Dr. Oz, we'll miss you. We'll miss you.
Anyway. Dr. Oz, good to know you, buddy.
Good to know you, dude. You did good things. You did good. Bye-bye.
No, he honestly didn't. He was, Dr. Oz, I mean, I get it. He's a TV doc, but he sponsored some sort of fat burning system or something. He put his name to it.
Oh.
And he got called on the rug about it because it was actually harming people than it was doing more good.
Go figure.
You effing sellout.
He makes more money than God, and he has to sell out on a diet product.
That's okay. The almighty O gave you a show. That's right. Oprah went, bing, you have a show.
And you have a show, and you have a show, and you have a show.
Freaking hypocrite. You took a Hippocratical oath to help people, not to hawk goods, you freaking sellout. Sorry, I'm channeling my inner Gervais.
I've always liked Ricky Gervais, and now
I have liked him too, but now I love him.
I watched his stand-up where he got up there and he's like, I don't care. And he's saying stuff like that. And he's just he is railing people. And I'm like, this is the funniest shit ever. And then when he got up and did it in front of Hollywood and railed Hollywood at the Golden Globes, I was like, dude, I will pay full price money to see you live.
The best was, did you see, and I'm an Apple user, but did you see the CEO of Apple sitting there just going...
He was like, oh, geez, no, oh, God, I'm dead. Like, Milton should have given him his stapler.
Oh, my God. And I mean, what's funny is it was comedy, but everything he was saying was so true.
It really was. Because that's what the best comedians do. They're smart.
The truth
they bring
is
up,
funny.
It is funny, especially when nobody really wants to talk about it. And I love how he's like, he said that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. I love that he talked about Harvey Weinstein and called everybody out on that. Like,
he's your friend. You did it.
Everybody in the room. I love when he made fun of Dame Judi Dench. Dame Judi
Dench. He made fun of Felicity Huffman.
Oh, God. I can't.
I rolled about Felicity Huffman.
I died.
And the best part of the night of the whole thing was watching Tom Hanks, just this face that he had of, wow.
Oh. Yeah. He was in shock. He was literally...
There was a lot of people that were just aghast. How could he do that?
And then there were people laughing because they were too embarrassed not to.
They were too embarrassed. Yeah, they just laughed.
Like, I'm going to laugh at this because I don't want to... And then, like, that when he made the joke about Judi Dench, some of them were like, oh!
He ripped on Leonardo DiCaprio.
And Leo couldn't argue. He was just
Leo just sort of went,
yeah, all right. You're right.
He ripped on Scorsese.
Who absolutely took it like a champ. He's like, he's right.
He did.
He's right. He's right. I mean... For all of the bullshit, and I love, he said that one thing that all of us silent majority people wanted to say over and over and over again, and we have said, especially on this podcast, is accept your little award and shut the fuck up. Like, you have no idea about what really goes on in life, and I love when he said that, and you probably have spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So come up here, thank your God and your agent and your wife and whatever, and just fuck off.
The shocker kind of the night was, he was probably the shocker of the whole show. But of course, Joaquin Phoenix, and why Joker is winning all these awards. It's really not that great of a movie, in my opinion. Joaquin Phoenix gave a speech that you just sort of had to go,
what are you saying, dude?
You okay, man? I mean, what
was he drunk or is he just odd?
Well, that's the problem. He made a film called I'm Still Here way back in the day where he pretended to do cocaine and he was going to be a gangster rapper, and it was this film following that journey. And it turned out that it was a whole big joke.
Right.
Like he pulled an Andy Kaufman type joke.
Which is brilliant.
It was brilliant because nobody got the joke, but it was only funny to him. Now, Kaufman was a great comedian, and he pulled a lot of jokes that were, when you found out about it, you're like, oh my God, he fooled everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes the joke is only funny to the person telling it, and the rest of society, the rest of the audience ain't getting it, and it ain't funny.
Right. So why pay for the ticket?
Why pay? Yeah, exactly. Why pay for the ticket? And I think that's kind of what's going on right now is he's doing a joke thinking it's funny, and it's not. Because I know there's probably some people at Warner Brothers sitting back going, oh my God, why? I mean, there's a lot of shakeup in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, thank God.
Well, I think it's needed to happen for the longest time, but the people that are continuing to rail on the extreme left, all those, they're going away. The extreme right, I got news for you. The extreme right, the really idiot rights, they need to go away. I'm talking like your Alex Jones and who believe the lizard people are running things. Go away, okay? You're not helping.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
At least they're not standing. Now, okay, I did see I only saw clips. I didn't watch the Golden Globes because I hate watching those shows. But obviously, when Ricky Gervais made news, I'm like, I'm watching this like 5 times. And then I'm watching everything after that comes available, because there's other times where he came back and was like making a comment about the next presenter or the next category, and it was just as funny. And even though at the very beginning he's like, don't make a political statement, just come up here, get your award, and go. Of course, obviously, the very next thing is people accepting awards and making political statements, Well,
of course, because, they can't help themselves.
Yeah, they can't help themselves. And then I really lost a whole lot of respect for Michelle Williams when I found out what her acceptance speech was. And
I didn't watch. What was her?
Oh, jeez. Okay, so Michelle Williams, I don't know if you're aware, at least I think this is correct, and this may not, if I'm incorrect, then somebody email me and tell me. From what I remember, Michelle Williams was with Heath Ledger. And they were a couple, and they have a kid. And when Heath Ledger died, excuse me, it was a big deal, and everybody was all around Michelle Williams like, oh my God, she was so in love with him. Everybody, needs to comfort her and protect her and blah, 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 and whatever. So she kind of got mainstreamed on that. Her acting career is okay. Like, she gets okay roles that are just kind of, There's nothing that stands out that makes me think like Oscar award winning, blah, blah, blah. I always ever knew her as associated with Heath Ledger and a couple of her roles. Well, so she gets up and she accepts this Golden Globe, and as if suddenly she's relevant.
Right, all of a sudden she's
so freaking relevant, and she starts speaking on an agenda that only benefits herself. It is all about herself. And that was one of the things that even Ricky railed on was, this isn't all about you. Don't be so elite in your own mind, or something to that effect. Whatever. Anyway, and one of the things that she said when she got up there was to make sure that you are voting. Like, somebody said, vote your conscience. Somebody said, vote for other people, vote outwardly. I don't know. But she got up there and she's like, vote for your own agenda. Vote for whatever benefits you directly. And I'm like, what? And then she goes, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for women having control over their bodies, I wouldn't be where I am today. And if I had let somebody tell me how to live my life, or how to take care of myself, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And then basically she uses other wording to say that she wouldn't have gotten this award today if she didn't have an abortion several years ago. And I'm like, listen, Hollywood, you guys get up there and you backhandedly tell me how to live my life while exclaiming that you shouldn't let anybody tell you how to live your life. If my freedom of choice is my freedom of choice, don't stand up there and tell me my choices I should be making, right? I mean, so as a woman who can't have children, shut the fuck up.
Right, exactly.
And I'm sorry. I'm very angry about it. Don't mean to like totally overwhelm you, but I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of these Hollywood starlets getting up there and going, I had an abortion and it was great. Really, bitch? The money that you spent on killing that life was because I paid for a movie ticket? Yeah, no. I haven't been to a movie theater in over a year because I won't pay for Hollywood to be like this and think it's okay. So, yeah, sorry, that was a whole tangent that I probably should have thought about before I got on there. Shutting up.
It's okay. People, you have a right to say what you have to say. You do. And no, social justice warriors, I'm not mansplaining or giving her the man approval. No.
M'approval.
The m'approval, the mansplaining. But no, Rachel, you have every right to say what you want to say.
I know,
feel
and
how
it's
you
my
want to feel.
podcast. It's our podcast. It's your podcast. It's the people's podcast. It's the $6 podcast.
The $6.30 podcast.
$6.50.
$3.50.
$3.50 times 2. So it's $7.
Okay, you railed on something. I'm going to rail on something for a little bit. You know, damn you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, for snubbing Pat Benatar.
What the fuck is that about?
Damn you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, okay? You let in other people. I mean, I think they let in Dave Matthews, for fuck's sake. Really?
Fuck?
You let in put the baby. You let in that idiot, and then you didn't let in the queen of the 80s. One of the queens of rock and roll, Pat Benatar. Give me a break.
When did they snub her?
She was on the ballot and she didn't get in. They didn't vote for her in.
Who makes those votes?
I have no idea. I want to say it's the public that votes for it, but I think it's like the record industry votes to see who should be in.
Shit.
And you had Whitney Houston, you had Judas Priest, Notorious B.I.G., Depeche Mode, the Doobie Brothers, T-Rex. I'm looking at the list here. Thin Lizzy, Soundgarden, Motorhead. Now, we're going to riot in the streets if Lemmy Kilmister ain't put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Get out of here. Ton Rundgren and Nine Inch Nails were part of the people. I know Whitney got in. But Pat Benatar did not, which I think that's shameful.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, I know Pat Benatar hasn't done anything recently. But let's face it, there's a lot of music out there that the artists of today grew up because of Pat Benatar. She had a lot of number one hits. So that's my soapbox, and I'm off it.
That's just wrong. That's just absolutely wrong because, even in my sheltered life, I knew of Pat Benatar.
Yeah. But, other things. The Brits are going crazy over Megxit.
I saw one of the memes, and it was Yoko Ono going, "I broke up the Beatles," and then a photo of Megan going, "Hold my beer."
Hold my beer, yeah. Wait, watch this. Really? I can top that. Listen, let's face it. Prince Harry and Meghan, there's all these conspiracy theories of she just married Harry to break him away and take him away from the royal family. She's an outsider. No, you know why she's an absolute outsider. She's like to me, she's almost on Diana level, kind of snubbing the family because they really didn't like Diana too much. They tolerated her with Charles. The people loved her.
Yeah,
the common people, the quote unquote common people of Britain love Meghan and Harry. They love them about as much as they love William and Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on Royal Mania there. But Harry, I don't blame the guy because he's probably sitting back going, "Listen, I'm never going to be king, right? It's never going to happen. I don't want to be king of England because it doesn't mean anything except for me being a figurehead on a throne. I've served in the military. I've done my thing. Meg and I have, we have our baby. We're gone. That's it.
Right, and that's a lot of people. Their 2 cents is because they're so far down the line in line for the crown that at this point they're just hanger-ons. So I think they're right to go, you know what, we're going to go ahead and go have a life. You guys don't need us anymore.
Why deny them? Why deny them a life? And they're these people that are hating on Meghan Markle. Let me give you just you idiots who are just so adamant about this ruining the bloodline of the royals. Hell no, she's not. That girl is bringing in fresh, good, strong, sturdy blood into what could, I mean, you know, what's his name? Prince Andrew, Fergie's husband, who's now, I mean,
An Epstein person.
Yeah, another Epstein person. Yeah, thank you. We need better bloodline in that royal family.
And then, I mean, that's what happens when you marry cousins. So.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They do such royal inbreeding and such blue blood inbreeding. When you prick the finger, the blood is actually blue.
Blech.
So anyway, I'm off that. How's 2020 for you, Rach?
I guess it's okay. So okay. I have talked about in the past, I've talked about mental health, and I've talked about we all need to be there for each other.
Uh-huh.
And all that good stuff. So I'm going to share something first person, because if I can't talk about it, then I'm full of crap. Let's just say that. I'm not doing great.
Okay.
And I'm sharing this with you guys because there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing great. And I get on here and I do my best to entertain you and educate you and share and be a part of things and be positive. And today I just don't have it. Now, granted, you know, part of that was evident when I started bitching about abortions in Hollywood. But
gone. Just.
So I'm trying to find my words because it's hard.
I understand.
This time of year is always hard for me. The holidays are always hard for me, and it doesn't just stop at New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or whatever, because, you know, November is Thanksgiving and all of the shit that goes with that. December is Christmas and all the shit that goes with that. January as a month is not very fun for me. With New Year's Eve, and then within, you know, a few days of that, it's my mother's birthday. And then a few days, you know, and then like a couple weeks after that, it's my physical birthday. And then so on and so forth. And I have, and some of you who listen understand this, and this is why I can relate and speak to it. I have a lot of visceral reactions to timelines because stuff has happened in my past. You know, a lot of people have their own levels of PTSD, and how they deal with things. And I am no different. And so, with my mom and my dad being alcoholics, the holidays have always been hard for me because they were always drunk. There was always fights. There was always drama. So the majority of my holidays growing up, for, I'm going to say probably about 40 years of it, there was always something going on. Now, if it was just one or two things here and there, somebody might go, well, you really kind of need to let that go and move on, Rach. But, you know, now, because of the stuff that's happened over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until the time where I left home, and then there was a break for a year or two, and then I moved to Nashville, and my mom moved to Nashville, and then it started happening again and again and again and again. So it's just like a constant. It's kind of like a dog that gets yelled at all the time, and the minute you lift your hand, it flinches. So this week has been a very hard week for me. It's my mom's birthday, and when I was younger and my mom's birthday would come around, actually when January would hit it all, it was mom's birthday month. like she spent the entire month reminding us that it was her birthday. And there was a lot of drama associated with that. And that couples with the fact that my father disowned us in 2004, so it's hard to not think of one and not think, or think of one and not think of the other. And I'm really low. I'm really low. I kind of don't give a shit. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do my job. I don't want to podcast. I don't want to talk to people. People annoy the fuck out of me right now. I have no fuse. I'm not recharging the way that I normally would as an introvert with doing art or playing video games or listening to music. Everything's feeling like a job. My days are running together 24/7 and blah, 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 blah. And of course, because I'm in a lower state and because I'm in a level of depression right now, everything seems worse than it really is. I mean, let's be honest, my life is okay. I'm not in any danger. The bills are being paid. There are people out there that have it worse than I do. I love rain, but weeks of rain and our backyard looks like Noah's Ark and my dog keeps coming in like a mud puppy. It's a little much. And then I look at, the news in Australia and there's koalas dying because of fires and things like that. So I do try to keep a healthy perspective, but the truth is I'm not on top of my game today. And I didn't want a podcast. I put it off. And Chris, God, I love you, man. You're my cheerleader, and you get in my IMs and you're like, hey, when are we going to podcast? And I had to remind myself today, I owe you guys the truth. As much as we get on here and we soapbox and we bitch and we talk and we laugh and I giggle snort and yada, 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 out of 80 podcasts that we have published for you guys, this is the first time I'm saying I'm just not here. And I hope this doesn't backfire. This isn't an attention getter thing, because if anything, right now I really don't want to post this at all. But if I'm going to talk to you guys about mental health and ask you to reach out and ask for help, then I need to be doing what I'm telling you to do, or suggesting that you do, if that makes sense. And so now that I'm asking for help, I go through this. It's like seasonal. It's like seasonal depression. I go through this. I am on meds. I am talking to my doctor. I do have resources. Just some days just suck. And today's one of them. So, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Well, not a whole lot I can say to that.
I know. And I don't mean to bring down the mood.
Oh, you didn't. Stop that. Stop that, okay? I'm going to give you something. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't take mental health or, mental checks or, reality checks lightly. But I'm also going to give you a dose of 70s and 80s kind of medicine here.
Right.
Don't apologize. Stop apologizing for everything about how you feel. You don't feel good, you don't feel good. In this day and age, thankfully, we now are aware of things and what's going on, and we can kind of deal with them a little bit more. We're about the same age. I'm a little older. All right? But, back in my day, it was, I'm going to sound like Old Man River here. Back in my day, it was, get over it. Okay? You feel blue? Get over it. Toughen up. It'll be all right. You didn't have the things you have now to deal with depression and
right.
How you feel. And yeah, you got a lot of stuff that has come up. But luckily, you recognize it and you talk to people.
I do.
And you go, hey, this is what's going on. Some people don't do that. And it gets them in deeper
right
into it. I think I'll say this, and I know I'm going to get some backlash. I think some people milk it a little bit for what it is.
I can agree with that as somebody.
Okay, I think there's some people that milk and, make everything out to be tragedy when they should really kind of step back and look and go, okay, wait a minute, let me take stock in what I have here. It's not that bad. Now, with what you got going on, or what you have going on, yeah, you dealt with a lot. Your mom drank, the stuff with your dad, and you have that every year reminder.
Every year.
Boom, boom, boom. This happened. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. This happened. You didn't get closure with your mom. so to say, did you?
She died of cancer as a result, and it was alcohol related and cancer. So, because one
One led into the other.
One led into the other. I'm not going to lie. She would not have been where she was had she been sober. Let's just face it. And on some level, there was resolution with her, as best as I could have with her, because she was on morphine, and very. One moment she's like, "Oh yeah, E equals MC square and the quadratic equation equivalent to blah 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 blah," and the next minute it's, "Oh, blue bird."
Yeah.
And so on some level, there was a little bit of a resolution, but at the same time, it was like, why did I get, like, they said 6 months, right? They said when they found the growth on her lung, they said she probably will make it 6 months. She made it 6 weeks. And I spent the entire time fighting and dealing and whatever for her so that she could die peacefully. There was maybe a day in that time that I got a chance to have a sober conversation with her. And I'm like, why did it wait 40 something years for me to be able to have this one moment with her? And that's all I got. And then it was gone.
Right.
So yeah, so yes, the answer to your question is yes, it is a little unresolved. And the stuff with Bob is absolutely unresolved. So, even though he wrote a book about it. But that's a totally different story.
Your dad's book.
Dick. I'm just going to say it.
And it made great reading in my bathroom. Flush. I was out of some Charmin and I grabbed your dad's book, by the way. Flush.
I hope the paper quality was decent.
Nah, I mean, it was like his book. It was rough and shitty, just like his book.
Flush.
Flush. I'm her friend, Bob. I have nothing to do with you.
He's not even listening.
I mean,
He's not even listening. And if he is,
cares?
tall finger.
to quote Hot Fuzz, anyway, so should respond with, jog on.
Jog on. I love that movie. I was watching a thing with Simon Pegg. It was, I think Vanity Fair put it on. It's Simon Pegg and Stephen Cavill. Cavill. And they were talking about Henry Cavill, not Stephen Cavill. God,
Henry Cavill.
They were doing the English slang, and so they, when something would come up, they'd say the word and then they'd say what it means, and it was really funny watching the two of them play off each other, and they were in Mission Impossible together, so
right?
And they're funny. They're really funny. Stephen Cavill is pretty funny. And
Henry Cavill.
Why do I keep Stephen Carell? I keep thinking Stephen Carell. Henry Cavill. Hello. Speaking of which, did you watch The Witcher?
I have caught an episode of The Witcher, and by the way, toss a coin for your Witcher.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. Yeah. So, did you know, and I didn't know this, did you know that Henry Cavill actually went after Netflix to get that role?
Yes.
I had no idea. He loved the game and loved the books so much that when he caught wind of the fact that Netflix might be making The Witcher,
he was like beating down the door.
Yes. He's like, I want that role.
And I think Warner Superman now, the whole franchise might be in jeopardy because I think he's kind of going, yeah, thanks, I don't want to go back.
Because he's doing the one role he's always wanted, I would think so. And I've not played the game and I've not read the books, but I watched every episode and I was pretty impressed. It took me a while to realize the timeline and how it was running. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it. But at the same time, I was like, man, I want to play the game now. I want to read the books now. I want to see like how different it was, because the books I've heard are freaking amazing. And I like amazing books, and I need an amazing book right about now. My room is green.
Your room is green.
My wall. I have one wall in my office that is like my power green, and it makes me happy. And that's part of trying to help with my depression is looking at my wall going, it's green. Like, I mean, when you get low, when you're having a bad day, what do you do that makes you snap out of it or smile or laugh or whatever?
Okay, I have to admit this. I have to admit what's been making me laugh lately. And God help me, I'm ashamed, but I've seen more 40-year-olds looking at this and I laugh at what they're doing. I'm now laughing at TikTok.
Really?
I freely admit it. I'm laughing my fool head off at the crap on TikTok.
Is it an app that you can download for free?
It is. It's an app you can download for free, and it's where people, I guess, if you remember Vine, where people were making little 60-second clips, they're doing the same thing with TikTok. You can do it to music, you can dance, and also now there's stuff they do. I don't understand how to do it. And I really don't care if I make fame on being on TikTok. I'm not interested in that. I'm just laughing at some of the stuff. And there's a couple of people on there who have become friends with me via this, who actually make great content. All right. I'm gonna give a little plug here because of the TikTok thing. If you go on TikTok, there's a person called Freckled Hobo who does. And now, dramatic readings from my DMs. And she's a little girl cosplayer. And she'll sit there and read the stuff that guys send her, like, hello, sexy. Ooh, are you so hot for me? I am, ooh, are hot. And she reads it like, people reading bad English. Show you dick pic. And she'll get in front of the screen and go, no. And then go off. Another one is, hang on, and I gotta look because I want to make sure I get her name right. Almond Moose. Okay, Almond Moose does Pee Wee Herman, Jack Frost, and she also does Weird Al Yankovic cosplays.
That's interesting.
Well, she's got short hair. She does the whole thing. So, I mean, it's her thing. But she does a Pee Wee Herman cosplay that I thought, holy shit, Pee Wee's looking really young. Oh, no, it's actually a girl dressed up like Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, my.
And her stuff is hysterical. So, okay, the 45-year-old who looks at apps and goes, I don't want to deal with it. I make fun of Twitter because I'll log into Twitter and I go, hey, I twitted, therefore I am. Like some because people tweet and they tweet about everything. They just, okay, this is news.
Yeah.
No, you wrote something down and, it's like the girls on Instagram or the guys and girls who, oh, I'm so profound because I use essence oils or essential oils and I do yoga. No, you're just, I hate to tell you, sweetheart.
You need a shower.
You stink and you need a shower. And guess what? You're the same girl in Doodah, Oklahoma, who thinks Netflix, or not Netflix, but Instagram is the red carpet. Congratulations. You've joined the herd.
Models, yes, I love that.
Congratulations, okay? Way to join the sheep. So anyway, and no, I don't hate I don't hate social media. I hate some of the stuff where people think they're Instagram famous and that. I'm sorry, I'll get on it real fast and then I'll get off it. That's where entertainment, though, is going.
Well, yeah, Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, look at your networks right now. Peacock is going to be NBC's streaming service.
Right. Everybody's streaming and normal television is going to go away. Normal television is
going to go away. Do you know who they landed for Peacock? And I hope to God someone throws this much money at me. Seth MacFarlane, his contract with Fox is up. Or, well, it was up.
Oh, really?
And he's no longer going to he's going to continue to do the shows for Fox that he has, but he's not going to do any more new series, new content, new anything, except for what he's got going on. NBC threw $200 million at him to go, Seth, Make us money, please. And his main reason is because I don't want to work for Disney.
Does Disney own Fox?
Disney owns Fox, 20th Century Fox Studios. You know, we've talked about this a couple of times, and just to help people.
Why want to work for Disney?
As much as I like Disney, Marvel, and the rest, they're really not great people to work for. They're really, I know somewhere along the line. I know somewhere along the lines I'm going to have Stan Marsh come choke me out from South Park like he did Pooh Bear, but
I'm so confused. Please explain.
No, Disney's just not it. It's like Gervais said in his speech. You know, you have corporations that do just terrible things. And yeah, Disney's the happiest kingdom on earth at $180 a ticket.
Yeah, what cost is that? So at what cost is the happiest place on earth?
Yeah, thank you. We'll take the kids to Six Flags, and yeah, it'll be in the ghetto, but ra-ta-ta-ta, ra-ta-ta-ta, I'm in the ghetto. But anyway, yeah, we can go take the kids for Six Flags. We can go take all 5 of them, or however many we'll end up taking for $180 versus one ticket for $180 at Disney. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thanks. We'll go see cheap Disneyland over in Atlanta. Thank you. Thanks. They want to go see the Batman stunt show anyway over at Six Flags and Monster Mansion and Monster Plantation and all that other stuff. So anyway. No, it's just the business practices of what they're doing. Like, Apple is the same way. I mean, sweatshops in China that mine that lithium. I'm guilty of it because I have my iMac, I got my iPhone, I got my iPad. I'm guilty of it too, but I even recognize this is what they're doing. So anyway, yeah, he didn't want to work for them, but then again, of course, he's going to work for NBC Universal Comcast. Is that any better?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Who knows? Did I have a point to this? Not really. I just thought it was funny.
It is funny. Ha ha ha.
I know. Some people are probably going, God, what is he on about? Shut up already.
But it's the truth. There's like the 3 big conglomerates, big, sort of big, bigger. And he was right. He was like, if ISIS had a streaming service, you'd call your agent.
You'd call your agent tomorrow, wouldn't you?
So now that we've gone full circle and brought it back to Ricky Gervais, I think it's time to call it a podcast.
I think it's time to call it a podcast, too. Thank you for tuning in to our $6.63 podcast. Tune in next time when maybe we'll have something new to say. I don't know. We will, because I'll make sure of it. And we'll tune in next time, and we'll have Nancy Pelosi try to explain an impeachment.
or Elizabeth Warren not shake Bernie Sanders' hand because she lied.
She likes me. I don't care what anybody says. She thinks I'm wonderful.
Did you hear about that at the debate?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'll get this real quick and then we'll go. So
okay.
And I don't watch I don't watch any of the Democratic stuff, but I flip through different news stuff at any given time. Apparently, what had happened was she, specifically her, leaks to CNN a comment about how Bernie Sanders allegedly said that a woman couldn't win 2020, or a woman couldn't win the election for president, right?
Oops.
And this was before, I think this was in the last election in 2015. And so now here's the funny thing. Supposedly, the way this happened was it was just Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders in the room. So it's her word against his. So it comes out and everybody's like, oh my God, Bernie Sanders wouldn't have said this. There's no possible way Bernie Sanders would have said this. Bernie says, no, I didn't say that. Elizabeth Warren says that he did say it, and then one of her campaign people, her camp, also said, no, I don't think that this happened, right? But she's seriously saying that this happened. So when they go to the debate, this is so sick. They go to the debate, which is run by a CNN person, says, the moderator says, Mr. Sanders, it has been alleged that Elizabeth Warren has sent in a comment, or that Elizabeth Warren had said a comment about how you said that a woman couldn't win the presidency, right? A woman couldn't win the election. Why would you say something like that? And Bernie looks at the moderator and the camera and the rest of the room and says, I didn't say that. And I wouldn't have said that. There's no reason to say that. Why would I ever say that? Look at the videos on YouTube about me. I've never said anything like that, right? So then the moderator looks and looks over to Elizabeth Warren and says, so, Ms. Warren, how do you feel that Bernie said that? And rather than her recanting the whole thing or whatever, she gives a non-answer to the effect of, well, I don't want to fight with Bernie, and I don't really want to, that's not why we're here, and I'm good friends with Bernie, and blah, 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 right? At the very end of so basically she didn't say, she didn't answer it. And the moderator, who's a fucktard, if you ask somebody, person A, why would you say such and such? And person A says, I didn't say such and such. Why would you turn to person B and go, how do you feel that person A said such and such? It's like, why wouldn't that person turn to person B and go, so person A clearly is saying that he didn't say that. Why would you say or leak or let somebody believe that he said this? Why not call her out on the carpet right then and there? Apparently, Elizabeth Warren has a history of lying.
No.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea. Go figure. So at the very end, there's no audio. It's whatever, Anderson Cooper talking in the right corner, giving a last-minute commentary about the entire thing. But there's a video, of everybody, all the candidates saying goodbye to each other on the stage, shaking hands, pointing things out, blah, 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 go you, go me, nice tie, whatever. Shake hands, political niceties. Elizabeth Warren starts walking over towards Bernie Sanders. Bernie reaches his hand out to shake her hand. She cups her hands up into her chest and leans forward to say something. So she denies him the handshake, first of all. So then you see Bernie's face, like you have no idea what they're saying, but you could tell by the body language that it was something probably to the effect of, oh, you won't shake my hand, but you'll call me a liar? What the hell, Elizabeth? What's your problem? Don't rake me over the coals to make yourself look good. What the hell? Oh, come on, Elizabeth. And she's probably going, Bernie, you've got to understand. They think you're too popular. They wanted me to say that. It's the big cogs in the machine. Please don't hate me. I mean, that's what it read to me. Bad lip reading has got to get a hold of that video. And I digress.
2016, we're going to make this election a shit show. 2020, hold my beer.
They have nobody. They have
more and more. I pray for the zombie apocalypse. I don't care. Let it just become The Walking Dead.
I'm going to
ready
go
for it.
And find a website or something to mass order ammunition, and I'm going to make my house a safe haven for anybody who wants to leave Virginia and have the right to bear arms or the right to arm bears or whatever. So just come on down. We've got a fenced-in yard. We will fortify it against the zombies. Let's go.
And on that note, I do believe that's a podcast.
That's a podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next time when you hear absolutely nothing. Da-da-da-da.
Nothing.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us here at the Department of Understanding Humans, also known as DUH. Just remember, this is our circus. These are our monkeys. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media outlets. You can find all of our podcasting streams and feeds at our website at www.duhwebsite.com. That's D.U.H website.com. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great day.